Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Monday. Okay, so I was waiting for Alex to come home so I could greet him at the door. No, so that I could say hello to him and give him a little update on what's been going around the house, going on around the house. Otis had a bang trim. I just took them out, and Otis had a bang trim, and he's like walking like this because his eyebrows were real long, and so but I thought they were so cute. But I was like looking at him, and I was like, you need a bang trim. So now Otis's hair is like, we used to do this to Boo Radley, because Boo Radley's like hair is was similar to Otis's, where it would like part down the middle, and Otis's is doing that too, but like the front part of it kind of like falls over his eyes. So he was very good for it too. He was so sweet. So I did a little bang trim, but the bang. Do you remember like when you were a little kid? My mom and my dad, they could not cut hair to save their life. They tried. God knows they did. But anyway, this one year, I think I've told this story before. I was like out in the woods or something. It was before school picture day. It was like my parents must have been separated or divorced at this point. I don't know how old I would have been. I should look at the picture and see. I'm sure my mom has on the back of the picture written what grade I was. Maybe second or third grade. But we had been like all the kids in the neighborhood. We had been playing out in the woods the night before. When we played in the woods, like we played in the woods. Like we like got in the trees and we hid in like, you know, the bushes, and we were in the leaves and everything. Well, I had these burrs stuck in my hair. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Like those like spiky little burr things like from the bushes. I had them stuck in like the back of my hair. And my mom didn't know what to do. And she was like so freaked out about school picture day and stuff like that. I loved school picture day. I always like picked out a certain outfit. I have this one shirt that I always wanted to wear, but I have one picture of it. I should bring these pictures out for some video, but my mom would call it, I think the brand inside said French toast, because it was like this like flannel shirt, like this plaid flannel shirt. I can see it. It was like bright blue and like orange and yellow and stuff. But I think the brand was French toast. I don't know why, because my mom would call it my French toast shirt. I loved this shirt. So anyway, but I loved school picture day. I did. Oh my God, pictures of myself. I loved it back in the day. Now I don't so much love, you know, pictures about myself, but back then I loved school picture day. And I always wanted like the big package and all that stuff. I was like, Mom, we have to have the big package so I can hand out all these pictures to the friends that I don't have. Do you know what I mean? When I think about pictures through the years, and now we're like all in like, you know, living on Instagram and the Facebook and stuff like that. But anyway, so it was like the day before. I gotta find this picture. It was like the day before school picture day, and my mom like panicked, and I had like these burrs stuck in my head. It was like 3 or 4 of them. And do you guys know what I'm talking about? Those little like, sticky bush burr things. But I had them stuck like right here at the crown of like my head. And my mom was like freaked out. She was like trying to pull them out, and they wouldn't come out. And I was like, I can see myself in the upstairs bathroom crying. And so my mom called my dad, and she's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't get these burrs out of Peter's hair or something. I remember my dad coming over there. Like, I've got to call my dad and ask him about this, because he would just get such a kick out of this story. The fact that I remember it. But anyway, and somebody asked me on like my Q&A, they said, like, would your dad be, like, in a video with you? My dad 100% would be in a video with me. Like, if I called my dad up and I said, hey, Dad, I'd like to do... I mean, I've mentioned it to him before and whatever, and he's always like, yeah, I'll do a video if you want me to. My dad is super, super private. Like, he would do it. I feel like I just talked... I just said this on this drama video of mine, but I'm over here again. Like, he would do it for me, but he and my stepmom are so private that... he wouldn't want to do it, but he would do it because he knew it was important to me. So I just like never forced him to do it. I have actually thought though about like coming up with a list of questions and just doing a video with him that I can have, like that I could say, because like I have video of my dad, like of me and my dad and Alex and my dad and my stepmom and stuff like that. I have video, but like I would love to do just like a sit down. My dad is super, super interesting. And like I'm a storyteller. Are we getting a delivery? I'm a storyteller, but my dad is like super, super storyteller. And so I would love to like just have that for myself someday, you know, because like, and my dad is hilarious too. My dad is like, if I have any kind of humor whatsoever, I get it from my dad, not my mom. My mom was funny too, but my dad is hilarious. Like, when people like know, like they'll be like, oh, your dad, you know, and they're like, your dad is hilarious. Like they always like people say that my dad is hilarious. But anyway, he's a funny storyteller. And so, by the way, I just made some coffee, caramel apple, trying to go through them. I got this, you know, I showed this the other day in my vlog, my K-Pod case that I bought, so the mice can't get into them anymore, which they're not, because I don't put any of the K-Pods in the drawer anymore. I keep them in this wooden case. If you guys didn't see it, I'm very, very proud of this wood case that I bought. But anyway, it has 2 drawers on it. And on one side, I have all my lattes, my one-step latte. And on the other side, I have all of my coffee. So what I love about this drawer, though, is my other drawer, I had it kind of organized, but not really. Where is it? Where is this picture of this? But this drawer, I have like 3 of one kind of latte, 3 of another kind of latte. I'm so proud. Maybe I deleted this picture because it was kind of corny. But I'm so proud of this. Where is it at? I was just making my thumbnail for my drama video, which is, of course, high quality. You know what? I think I deleted it. But anyway, did I delete it or is this it? No, that's our friend's house. Did I buy it after that? My entire phone is all... Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. I am so proud. So this is before the organization. But now I have like... So this side over here is the latte side. It's not in the picture. But over here is the non-latte side. So over here I have like the Barney's Christmas. And anyway, and this is all lattes. And so it's like 3 of one kind of latte, 3 of another kind of latte. It's very organized. I love it at night. I feel like I'm a barista. But anyway... I was like, what is that picture? Oh, it's a sweater that I was thinking about buying. Oh, that was Alex texting me earlier. Okay, so I just made this coffee of caramel apple. The only reason I'm mentioning that is because I want a sip of it while I'm telling this fantastic story. So yeah, my dad, if I said to my dad, like, I'm coming over there, I want to do a video with you, he'd be like, yeah, let's sit down and do a video. But I know that he really wouldn't want to. Like, he wouldn't be resistant to it or whatever. He understands the YouTube thing. He watches YouTube videos from now and now. He gets what I do. It's funny because my dad is 85. Like, he turned 85 in August. And when I see other people that are, like, 85 years old, like, I mean, I have neighbors that are 85. I have neighbors that are I actually do have a lot of neighbors that are, like, as healthy as my dad. My dad is super healthy. And it has, like, just his mind is so sharp. And, like, he would, like I said, he would sit down and do a video with me, but I just know that he wouldn't love it, like, you know what I mean, like, but, because I've wanted to do a video, actually, about recovery with my dad before, and he's like, yeah, this is how he says it, he was like, yeah, I'll do a video with you. He's like, I don't really know, like, what I would offer, what my experience would offer to somebody else. I'm like, Dad, well, like, it might help other parents out there. And so he's like, yeah, but it's been so long and, you know, whatever. Like, I can kind of tell he doesn't really want to do it. But if I said I really want to do it, he'd be like, yeah, he calls me Pete. He'd be like, yeah, Pete, if you want to do it, let's do it, you know? So anyway, I feel like I have all these picture stories to tell. So I feel like I need to, before we get into this, let's do a time and temperature check, okay? So we're backing up for a second. It's currently 5:37. Which is early for me to vlog, but because of the time change, it's now getting really dark out here, okay? So I wanted to get out here earlier, but Alex didn't get home until later, and so I was like, I'm gonna wait till Alex comes home and all that kind of stuff, then I'll start vlogging. And so, but when I was coming out here, I was like kind of doing it, and like I was making my coffee, I was bringing the camera out here, brought my glasses out here, brought my blanket out here. I was like, I don't remember what I did last year. Like, I know I vlogged outside. I mean, I could just go back and look at some of my vlogs, but did I sit in that chair? I remember when I would film videos in that chair, like drama videos in the summer, like 2 years ago. And what I would do is, well, not even in the summer, in the winter I did it sometimes too, but I would open that door and I would turn the entryway light on so it would shine out here. And then I would have the carriage light on too. The carriage light up there, I don't know, that light up there, it doesn't really like put off any light. I mean, it does for the front porch, but not as far as like filming. So I don't remember what I did. I remember lighting candles out here because I had like 3 candles out here. Now I just have this one of my Aunt Kathy's. So I must have sat in that chair when I vlogged. Is that what I did? I mean, I can go back and look at the old vlogs, but I got to figure out what I'm going to do because it's going to get darker and darker. I mean, I'm going to be vlogging out here in the complete dark. I probably vlog sometimes inside. I don't love to vlog inside, and I know that people don't love me to vlog inside. I mean, when people say that, they're always like, hey, Peter, like, you know, like, I don't take that personally. I don't love to sit in front of the computer either. Like, when I do that, now I try to, like, so, like, all of my videos right now, except for my Peterisms videos, are uploaded. I just haven't posted any of them. And all my thumbnails are made. So I, like, try to have all that done before I vlog. When I've had to sit inside before, it's either because it's too cold or it's raining outside or because I'm doing stuff at the computer. But I do not like to vlog when I'm doing stuff at the computer because if I'm going somewhere and I have to get it done, then out of necessity, like, I won't get the videos up if I don't do it. But I don't like to sit in front of the computer. I know it's distracting and I know it feels distracting. So I like to sit out here and vlog. I mean, this is so nice for me at the end of the day just to, like, hang out with you guys and talk, you know? But anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do. I probably halfway through this vlog, unless this is going to be really short, I'm probably going to have to, like, switch over to that chair and then turn on the light. We'll figure it out as we go. I'll figure it out, and I'll look back at some of the old vlogs. But if anybody remembers what I did, let me know. I mean, I know I filmed a couple videos, like, in the chair and stuff like that. Sitting inside. Oh, I did some in the bedroom. The bedroom's not super comfortable. Like, if I do it in there, I don't want to sit up for, like, an hour. Because I've sat up there all day long and filmed videos, and my back is hurting me from just sitting straight up. So I lay down. I did some with Boo. I remember that. Like the last couple years, I would do some with Boo laying on the bed and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll probably do some of those with, like, Otis and Walter this year. But anyway, we'll figure it out. But if you remember what I did out here, let me know. Did I sit in that chair? Because, like, I already feel like it's kind of, like, getting a little, like, hard to focus on my face because it's getting dark. But anyway, okay, back to the haircut story. So, it's a long way around. Just imagine, like, somebody commented on my vlog the other day, and it's somebody that's commented for a long time, and they said something like, all the random side thoughts are really distracting, which, like, I'm sure it is to some people, but I'm kind of like, this is 9 years of, like, 9 years of, like, random side thoughts. Like, I feel like my vlog is just literally me, like, this is very similar to me having a conversation on the phone with somebody. You know, like, I'll be talking to Tanya. What did she say to me the other day? It was so funny. We were talking on the phone, and was it last night? It was, like, out of the blue. We were talking about some TV show. All of my friends are very similar to me in how I talk. Like, my friends get me because I get, like, we all talk the same. It was something to do with Dolly Parton. Tanya and I were talking about some TV show. Oh, I think she was asking me, like, what I was going to do my movie review on today. And I said A House of Dynamite because I watched it the other day. And then she was like, oh, we were talking about that. And then she said, I mean, literally, like, she asked me something. And then she said, Dolly Parton, just like Dolly Parton something. And I was like, what? And then she started laughing. And she goes, I still like that song. And I go, what song? And she goes, Delta Dawn. And I go, that's Tanya Tucker, not Dolly Parton. She goes, I know, but I like that song. My friends and I are so random with conversation. These vlogs have never been linear and will never be linear. I'm just telling you that, right? If you're looking for a linear vlog that makes sense, you're not going to find it on this channel. I would love for you to stay, okay? But I'm just giving you fair warning. This is not the linear vlog channel. So anyway, because this is how my mind thinks, right? Can you tell I'm in a good mood today? This little girl just rode down the bike. Oh, it looks like her grandma's, like, following closely behind her or something like that. Or somebody is. I hope it's not a kidnapper. Not in this neighborhood. It was some old lady. Maybe she is a kidnapper. Oh, my God. Are you okay? It wasn't. Anyway. A lot of grandparents teach their kids how to, like, ride their bikes in this neighborhood. Oh, she is following her real slowly behind. Oh, that's kind of sweet. She must have wanted to, like, ride around the neighborhood or something. They just pulled in the driveway. I don't know if I know those people. They're at, like, the very last house before the guy that walks around with his koozie. Anyway, okay, the haircut. So, it's the night before school pictures. I've got these burrs in my hair. I'm crying. My mom's trying to pull them out. She's trying to do that comb thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, where you, like, rat it. Okay, but my hair's, like, that long. And so, my dad comes over. I don't know why I just kind of remember my dad laughing about it. But he's like behind me, and I hear him like in the drawer, and then all of a sudden, like I could feel my mom like pulling on my hair, and then all of a sudden it's just like my hair's relaxed, and I like look in the mirror, and it's like my hair's sticking up like this. My dad had just cut the burrs right out of my hair. Oh my God. Now her and her grandma are they're fighting her. She's standing in the driveway, and she's like, it looks like she's like wanting to, grandma's like now out of her car. She's telling her, she's like going like this. Little girl's wanting to ride her bike around. Let her ride her bike around a little bit more. Anyway, so my mom was furious. my mom was furious. And my school pictures from that year, I gotta find it. The one school picture I have left, it's like a 6x8, because of course we need that size pictures, right? You know what I think I must be thinking about, why I'm thinking about this? Well, because of Otis got his bang trimmed. But also, when we were over at Carlos and Liliana's for Carlitos' birthday last night, she was like cutting up the package, you know, like so she could give us their school pictures. Because they just got their school pictures back. And so she was like cutting them up and stuff like that. And we were laughing because she was going back through all these pictures from when like Carlitos was a baby and all this kind of stuff. And she had all these pictures done in Venezuela. They were really cool pictures. And so she was like, I mean, I've seen them a million times, but she was bringing them out. She was changing frames and stuff like that. So anyway, but I have this school picture where literally I'm like this. My hair is like up like that in the back. Do you remember like you would wake up like back, like I feel like always trying to like wet your hair down, you know, in the morning for school, and you'd have that one side that just like stuck out. Why does that crack me up so much today? Like I can remember taking like a wet cloth and like sitting it on my head. Why do I just remember that now? Like that is not like a constant memory of mine. But do you remember that? Like, oh, because Alex the other day, was that yesterday? Where were we? Was it for Caroline's house? Maybe it was Caroline's house because he said, I said, are you going to take a shower and change? And he goes, no, I'm going to wear what I have on. And I said, okay, well, he'd been laying in that chair watching TV. Was that for, it must have been for Caroline's house. He ended up changing. But when he sat up, it reminded me of like the old ladies at the casino. Because they go home in between shifts. Not the ones that work there. Their shifts of playing. And so their hair is so flat. Because what they'll do is they'll go from like 5 to like 8 a.m. in the morning. They get their senior citizen donut is what they do. And then they come back like late at night. But they've slept through the day. So their hair is like all flat in the back. And they try to like brush it out. Well, that's what Eric, that's Tanya's husband. That's what Alex's hair looked like the other day. I go, your hair's kind of messed up in the back. He's like, I'm just going to wear a hat. So wherever he wore a hat, I guess it was to Caroline's house the other day. Did he wear a hat the other night? I don't remember. But anyway, so yeah, my parents, like, there were a couple situations where they had to cut my hair. I remember my mom one time, like, cut my bangs, and it was bad. My mom also, as she got older, so my ex is a hairstylist, and he would do her hair. I mean, he did a fantastic job on her hair color and everything. And but like my mom's eye, like she would talk about how her one eye was like droopy. She always wanted to get her eyes done. And she would talk about how it is really getting dark out here. Now I'm like, should I just move over now? The thing is about the other chair, a screw fell out of it. Remember when I moved the chairs? So like this glides and it rolls and it's all comfortable. That one doesn't do that. That one goes like, it won't do that anymore. So if I move over to that chair and I turn on the light, plus I don't even know if it's dark enough that if I turn on the light, it doesn't look dark. I say this all the time. It doesn't look dark to you guys, but it's like, I feel like it's getting out of focus. At the 30-minute mark, we'll do it. Okay. So my ex would get so mad at her because he would do like these, what would cost $200-300 if like she came in the salon, right? And he'd do her hair and color in the kitchen and all this kind of stuff. She's cutest hair. And like when he and I were together, she had it very like short. She wore it like behind, not short, but it was like kind of like a bob, and she wore it behind one ear. It was real cute. Well, she always kind of like had bangs. And so, but they were longer bangs. My mom had like longer bangs that she kind of parted down the middle. It was real cute. It was kind of Victoria Beckham style was what she would say. Whatever Victoria Beckham style had at that time. And it was like platinum blonde. It was really pretty. And so But it would get long, and she wouldn't want to call because she felt bad, and she wouldn't want to call him and be like, hey, can you come over, like, and do my hair? I mean, she'd always, like, make a big deal of it. We'd have dinner, all this kind of stuff, but, like, she always felt bad because she knew he, like, worked all day long and stuff. So she would say, like, I feel bad, like, I don't want to ask you to come over here and do my hair. So she would trim her own bangs. But because, like, when she would look in the mirror, like, her one eye, she would say, was, like, she called her droopy eye. And so her bangs, she would cut them, like, so she would cut her bangs and they would go like this. Like, they were, like, around this one eye or something. He would get so frustrated with her. He'd be like, can you please just not, like, call me? He's like, I will stop by your house on the way home. He was like, I do not mind. He goes, I can do, like, a bang trim. It'll take me, like, 5 minutes. He was like, please just don't do it. Because she would cut him, like, real short up. But then it wouldn't be even, right? And so, like, this bang would go like that, and then this one would, like, be over longer. And so she'd say, I just want my bangs to be even. And he'd say, for your bangs to be even, they have to be, like, this short. She's like, well, I don't want my bangs that short. He's like, I understand that, but you cut your bangs around your eye. And she's like, but I don't want my eye to look droopy. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you because your eye is going to look the same, but you're cutting around it. Because she thought, like, if her bang was up higher, it didn't make her eye. I don't know. Hey, how are you? I don't know, but it's this woman always, like, talks on her phone real loud. And, but she always, like, whenever she sees me, she just, like, waves like that. She's real sweet. But anyway, it cracks me up. But, so, Alex and I were talking about last night. He said we didn't do too bad on it. I said, we did horrible, Alex. We did horrible. We were gonna, like... This is when, like, first year of, like, getting Boo and Tucker. No, they were probably about a year and a half. You know, PP was, like, real short Chihuahua. So, like, he just needed baths. He didn't need to get, like, you know, grooms and haircuts and stuff like that. But Boo and Tucker did. And they needed them, like, every 3 months. If not sooner than that. Because they would grow out real quick. Well, I remember... like, when we got them, and this is when we were, like, trying to save money and pay off debt and all this kind of stuff. I've talked so much about that. I don't want to talk about the debt tonight. We're out of that. We paid off the debt, paid off the house. We're good. I don't need to talk about that. But this was when we were trying to save money, you know? Well, dog grooms are expensive. And so, and Tanya at the kennel, like, she would sometimes have a groomer and she would sometimes didn't have a groomer. She doesn't have a groomer now. Like, they give baths to the dogs, but they don't have, like, a groomer now. And so... I think this was during a time that Tanya didn't have a groomer because her groomer was never super expensive. I don't know, maybe they were like 2 years old, I don't remember. But we got like a pair of those, like, you know, those like wall, like dog trimmers. We were going to do them ourselves. They were so good. But like, I'll never forget, we took these pictures of them afterwards. And Alex was like, we're never doing this again. We got laughing so hard about it last night. Alex was like, I don't think they look that bad. I said, babe, I still have the pictures. Like... I mean, we, like, trimmed them down, like, puppy short and stuff like that. They were real behaved doing it. But they were, like, I remember, like, Boo's hair was, like, it was, like, totally uneven on top. And, so, like, we had to go in, like, several times. So we were, like, after that, we're just gonna, like, we're never doing that again. We're never grooming our own dogs. But anyway, I mean, other than, like, bang trims. Because what would happen is, like, his little bangs, like Otis's, like, would get real long. Like, Walter's hair is not like that. His hair is just real wiry. Because Alex was like, his hair's getting kind of long. He's like, do you think he needs a groom? And I said, no, not yet. I kind of like it a little bit longer. I like spike it up on top like a mohawk. It's real cute. They don't look like they need grooms to me yet. But Otis is like, it wasn't real long, but it was like how Boo's would get. And so like, he could still see. But so today, because Alex said something about him needing he was like, I think he needs a bang trim. And I was like, okay. So today I was like, I'm going to give him a bang trim. He did so good at it. And because when you do it, you like hold him, you're like, you're doing so good. You're doing so good. So I got the bangs trimmed. But I did like what my mom did with that droopy eye. She would be laughing so hard right now if she was here. She would be laughing so hard. She would laugh at herself first. Every time my ex would say that droopy eye, my mom would start laughing. But anyway, because I trimmed around his eyes like this. So little Otis's hair is now like, well, just around that part, but it's like, you can see. But when Alex came in, Otis came bopping down the hallway. He goes, he can really see now because I said he got a bang trim today. He's like, he can really see now. So the little guy is like so happy because he can see and stuff like that. But anyway, it was so funny with Boo too, because when we would give Boo bang trims, like there was like night and day difference. Like he could tell, like he could all of a sudden be like darting everywhere and running around. He loved his little bang trims. So anyway, that's the haircut story. But isn't it funny how, like, I gotta break these pictures out sometime. Isn't it funny how, like, pictures have changed through the years? Like, when we were growing up, like, school pictures are still a thing, aren't they? And, like, sports pictures. Like, I mean, we have so many pictures of our nephews. We have, like, baseball pictures, football pictures. Well, now, Sebastian plays soccer, so soccer pictures, school pictures. We get all the pictures. That's gotta be so expensive for parents. Because you gotta buy all those pictures, right? Don't you? I mean, maybe not school pictures, but like sports pictures and stuff. Like, is that real? That has to be expensive. Like, I mean, the traveling teams. There's this place in Indianapolis. If you live in Indianapolis and you have anybody in your life that plays sports, your kids, you'll know where I'm talking about. But our nephews play at this place. It's on the north side of Indianapolis in Westfield. Everybody knows this place in Indianapolis. Actually, my Uber ride the other day that I got back from the wedding, she was telling me, like, I said, why are you all the way up here? Or something like that. And she said, well, I've been going back and forth. Most of the day I've been kind of up here. And I said, well, I'm going to take you out of that or something. And I said, why up here? And she said, there's a lot, like, traveling sports are up here. They stay downtown, but they're playing up here. And she said that place. I said, everybody. I mean, it's like this, like, sports arena place that all the kids play at. Do you know how much it is? Like, when Alex and I went there one day to see one of Carlitos' games, it was $20 a piece for us to go in. Just $20 a piece for us to go to a kid's baseball game. What? I do not know. And the parents apparently buy passes, but they still have to buy passes to go, like, year-round. I don't know how people afford that kind of stuff with kids in sports and all that. I don't understand how you afford that. It's, like, super expensive. Yeah, this is getting, like, really, really dark. I'll move over there. It's going to... Where am I at? I feel like I'm almost at 30 minutes. Oh, I'm almost at 27 minutes. So, yeah, here in a couple minutes, I'll turn around. But the picture thing is so funny to me. I feel like when I was growing up, like, this is probably one of the reasons why I like, caught moments. Like, I love, like, caught moment pictures. I don't love, like, Caroline, our families, everybody loves a picture where an arm around each other and it's like, smile. I hate those pictures. I don't think those pictures say anything about the moment. I love when people just take pictures of, like, and you're talking to somebody, you know what I mean? Like, when I was talking about my mom and the painting or whatever where she's, like, pointing to somebody, even though that's funny, I love that, right? Some of my favorite pictures, like, there's this picture that Alex and I have with this other couple that we're really good friends with. And we're all, like, in black. And, like, I think we're in suits or something. We're at some event. This is from literally, like, 15 years ago. And he and I are kind of, like, Alex and her are, like, looking at us. And he and I are kind of, like, in this kind of, like, funny, heated conversation. And, like, I think it's me pointing at him or vice versa. But he's kind of, like, back like this. It is such a cool picture. I love this picture. But I love caught moment pictures like that. You know what I mean by caught moment? Like, where if you just, like, randomly take a picture or whatever, like, I love those. I do that for Alex, like, when we're on vacation. Like, no, not his pictures on Instagram. Pictures that I keep for myself of Alex, where he'll just be, like, sitting there, like, reading something, like a magazine, and I'll just, like, take a picture. I love those kind of pictures, you know, where, like, they're not posing and all that kind of stuff. He loves his posy pictures. I know people love those, but somebody's having a bonfire or something. It smells so good. I don't love those posy pictures. For me, I know I did this whole video yesterday talking about pictures and posing and stuff like that. I mean, it was a moment, but I like caught moment pictures. You know, I think they just kind of, like, capture what's, like, really going on there. You know what I mean? Anyway, but my mom back in the day, so if you haven't heard the story, I feel like I don't want to start this story until we're at the 30-minute mark, but I don't really want to stop the camera until we're at the 30-minute mark, because then I won't know, like, how long I've been vlogging for. Okay, so my mom back in the day, if you guys haven't heard the story, see in the kitchen cooking up something? Oh, I just remember I got to upload all these. See, it feels later to me because it's, like, so dark outside. I know it doesn't feel dark outside, but you guys look, okay? Here, I'm going to show you. See, that's how dark it is. Look, the kitchen light's on. It's dark. I don't know if you can even see down the street. Can you hear those birds in the tree? They freak Walter out. He can't stand it. You can see all the lights down there. That's where the grandma was. She was telling her daughter. Look at all the leaves. We pulled in yesterday, and Alex goes, when are they coming to get those leaves? I go, who's they? You mean, like, who's going to rake the leaves? Is that what you mean? He goes, yeah, when are they coming to get the leaves? Honey, the land. I go, the landscapers are coming on Tuesday, but I don't know if they're coming to do the leaves. They usually do the leaves every year, but the tree is not completely fallen. I think it's pretty. But I will tell you what's funny is me out there with the flashlight at night, 2 dogs on a leash, and me trying to find poop hidden underneath the leaves so I can bag it up. Because I've always... Okay, I'm back. You know what I do need to do is I need to bring in these ferns. It's actually not super... I mean, it's cold to sit out here for an hour, but it's not super cold tonight. I think what I need to do is I need to... This does kind of feel familiar to me because when I went inside, I like turned the light on. And I was asking Alex what he was doing. He's heating up some food. And that did kind of feel familiar to me to come out here and vlog. Now I don't remember what I was talking about right before. Shoot, I knew I was gonna... The darkness, the leaves. Oh, I know what I was talking about. Anyway, this does kind of feel familiar to me. So I must have like switched it like halfway through the vlog is what I did. Do you hear those birds in the tree? Okay, Walter, when we're outside at night, those freak him out. He's like, Dad, what is that? He's like pulling me inside. Oh, this is what I was saying. Okay, so the leaves are pretty in the yard. Hold on a second. Let me move my hose. The water hose. Okay. Yeah, I've got all the ferns. See, they're still doing pretty good, but I need to take them upstairs before it gets like super cold outside. I need to water them one more time. Okay, so when I'm outside at night, I've got them on both their leashes, right? And the leaves are now like this high in the yard. And so they're pooping out there, and I'm like, I got the flashlight. I've got the poop bag. I've got them on both my, on their leashes. And I'm trying to like look through the leaves without stepping on it where they poop. And if they both poop at the same time, I'm screwed. Then I bring them back inside. And then I go back outside with the flashlight. I try to remember. Does anybody else do this? Am I the only one? I try to like remember exactly where they pooped. And then I come out here with the flashlight and the poop bag. Sometimes when I find it, I'm like, oh my God. It's like I found like, I don't know, a gold coin on the beach or something. No, true story though, it is. Because I'm like, oh my God, I found it. Because the leaves are, like, when it's just grass, you can see it, But it's like they poop on top of and their poop is so small anyway, that it's like you can't hardly see it, Do you hear those birds in the tree? What are those birds? Do people know? Are those doves? Are they mourning doves? They sound like the mourning doves. But anyway, okay, for those of you that haven't heard this story before, I don't know how old I would have been. I feel like it was like a year or two before we got sober. Because my mom grew her hair back out, and for Caroline's wedding, her hair was brown. Okay, so it must have been like a year before my mom got sober. Because my mom's sobriety birthday was June 2nd. And then Caroline's wedding was the middle of June. And my mom had grown her hair out and it was like this length for the wedding. I've shown that picture before. It's a cute picture. I have it inside in a frame in there. When she's standing outside my aunt and uncle's house in this little black dress. She was so proud that she had like lost this weight. She had like grown her hair out. So my mom had alopecia for like 2 or 3 years. They said it was like, I don't know. All I'm saying is what I know that my mom taught me. I don't know that much about alopecia. So, but apparently what the doctors told my mom, she went to a dermatologist for it. And that the kind of alopecia she had either came from male pattern balding in women or it was stress related. And they found out that hers was stress related. My mom was stressed out most of her life. Anyway, but like extreme stress. What's interesting is their hair started growing back. Well, this is what happened. So I've told this story on here before. But my mom, at one point they told her she had to get cortisone shots. And so this would have been like 94, 95, because that's when I got sober and she got sober in 95. So they were telling she had to get cortisone shots in her scalp. And she said it was so painful. And one day, the doctor's office was like on the 2nd floor because he said, I think we need to start thinking about going the route of wigs. At that point, she was wearing like a lot of scarves around her hair. She would wear a lot of hats. I mean, she had lost like most of her hair. My mom would not shave her head. She just was like, I just can't do that. Like but she was so stressed out. I remember I would come over there and stuff like that. And she'd be like, can you just like brush my hair and whatever? Why do I feel like this is after she got sober? But it's not, because for Caroline's wedding was when, that's the only time she's ever had like brown hair in my life. And she had like real short bangs and her hair was like this length. It was real cute. Kind of like imagine like a 50s like bangs and a bob kind of thing. It was like, it kind of flipped out was how my mom's hair was. It was real cute. But anyway, yeah, so the alopecia would have happened before she got sober. So the doctor told her, he said, I think you need to start thinking about going the route of wigs because I don't think your hair is going to grow back. The cortisone shots aren't working. She did cortisone shots for like a year and it was really painful. She'd like get them in her scalp and stuff. She said it was really painful. I am not used to sitting in this chair. I like literally like uncrossed my legs and moved it and I hit the table. The camera went flying. I was like, anyway, I feel like I'm so tight in this spot is the problem. Like I feel like I can't move. Over there I feel like I can move, but over here I'm like, so anyway, so my mom was like, he was like, I think you need to go down for like the route of like, you know, wigs or whatever. Like we need to like start thinking about that because I don't think the cortisone shots are going to work. So she went downstairs. On the first floor was like this medical wigs shop or something that was like for like people that had chemo and things like that and like alopecia like my mom. And so she tried on these wigs. I remember her telling me about them. And she said like all the wigs they had in there were like Ava Gabor wigs that you saw, like, you know, like real curly and tight. My mom did not have, she had straight hair. And she was like, they didn't have anything. And she was like, and the wigs were like really, really itchy. And she's like, she put like the second one on and she's like, I can't do this. She's like, I can't do this anymore. And she went home and that night she made a decision. She was like, I'm not doing wigs. I'm not doing hats anymore. I'm not doing scarves. She was going to like just, at that point she was like, I am just going to like shave my hair off. I'm just going to be like, it is what it is. Like, I cannot do this anymore. I can't. She was like, I'm so frustrated. I cannot, like, she was so sad. Like, that alopecia, it's interesting, you know, like, my mom went through so many things in her life, and, like, I think about that alopecia, and I remember talking to my dad about it later, and he was like, you know, but, like, he was like, I think, like, you know, we all, like, define ourselves to some degree by, like, how we look and whatever. Like, that really took my mom through it. Like, she really, really had a hard time with that, and, but I remember her calling me and being like, I made a decision. Like, I'm just like, I mean, it was like, there were patches. So some of it was like real long. Like she would pull it back in a ponytail. There was like enough to pull it back in a ponytail where it resembled a ponytail. But like if you were standing there looking at her, you would see like a patch here, a patch here. I mean, it was like half of her head was gone from hair. And so she knew, like, at that point, like, that's before she was like, I'm not going to shave my head and whatever. I think she thought it was going to grow back or something. I don't know. But, like, then finally she called me and she was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm not doing the cortisone shots. They're too painful. It's ridiculous. I'm spending a lot of money. And she's like, I'm not doing hats. I'm not doing scarves. She's like, I'm just going to cut it real short and shave it and be done with it. I was like, okay. Well, you know what's so funny is that after she did that, her hair started growing back. Like, when she was done with it, like, when she just kind of, like, surrendered to... I think it's such a good message about surrendering. When she kind of just surrendered to, like, this is what's happening, then it just... her hair started growing back. And what she would say... Well, hi, Mr. Walter. Are you hanging out with your dad? And so, you guys want to see Mr. Walter, like Mr. Boo Radley used to come over here? Well, hi, Mr. Walter. Oh, he just walked away. You want to come back? Oh, there you are. You want to say hi to everybody? Oh, there's Mr. Otis. He can see over the door now. You want to show everybody your bang trim? Look at them. Hi, guys. Are you hanging out with your dad? Oh, are you hanging out with your dad? Oh, there they are. Hi, little guys. Look at that tail. What are you doing? They're so excited. They're such sweeties. Look at my two little... Well, hi, honey. Alex is inside watching show. Now they're like, now that they know that I'm out here with the door open, they're going to be like, I might have to stop this here in a second. If they walk away, I won't. But if they like stand there and just keep on staring at me, I might have to like take them out for a second. But anyway, yeah, that was like the craziest thing. But I think it's like a really good message about like kind of like surrendering to stuff. Oh, they're walking away. I think it's a really good lesson about like surrendering to stuff. And my mom and I would talk about that later. I remember she and I would talk about that. Like, because she loved the episode of Oprah where Oprah talks about, I feel like I just talked about this not too long ago, but Oprah talks about how she just really, really wanted a part of the movie A Color Purple. And she had like auditioned for it. She's like this whole, like the aha moments. If you've never seen Oprah's aha moments, they're like fantastic. So I bought my mom years and years, well, obviously now because she's been gone for 18 years, but years before that, I bought her like Oprah's 25th or 35th anniversary collection of DVDs. I feel like this is not focused on me. Hold on. Okay. There's like a box and I can focus it on me. But anyway, so one of the whole discs was just aha moments. Some of the most powerful things I've ever heard in my entire life. And one of the things she talks about is how she was at a weight loss program. Did I not just talk about this not too long ago? And so she was at this weight loss camp, and she really, really wanted this part in Color Purple. Like, she loved the Alice Walker book, and she would hand it out to people, and she didn't care what she did. She just wanted to be like a script girl, anything. She just wanted something to do with the movie. And so she called her agent before she went to this like weight loss program or whatever camp. I think she says it's a camp. And her agent was like, Oprah, you know, like, there are like real actresses, this is before she had really done anything, that are like auditioning for this part of Miss Sophia, and it's not just you, like, we'll let you know, like, if something comes through. So she's like, I'm not gonna get it. So she went to this weight loss program and whatever, and she would walk on this track every day. And so this one day she was walking on the track, and I almost did it again. And she was walking around the camp, and she was like talking to God, and she said, okay, God, obviously this is not what you have meant for me. Like, I'm not supposed to be in this movie. So whatever you have meant for me, like, I'm on your journey, not mine. Like, you know, like, you're the pilot kind of thing. And she started singing that gospel song that I love. It was funny, I was talking to Tanya the other day about, like, I said something to her. Maybe it was when we were going to the Halloween party. I said, somebody asked me something like, what are things that, like, people would never guess about me? And she said how much, like, she's like, you love, like, old gospel music, which I do. I don't know why, but I do. And so, but she started singing I Surrender All. And as soon as she did, and she said that, like, her assistant came out and said, Steven Spielberg's on the phone for you. And so she got on the phone with Steven Spielberg, and he said, I heard you're at a weight loss program. If you lose 1 pound, the part's not yours. And then she got the part of Miss Sophia in Color Purple, which is one of the most fantastic, I mean, it's one of the most fantastic acting jobs that anybody has ever done, is Miss Sophia. I love Oprah as Miss Sophia in that job. But my mom and I would talk a lot about surrender, and she would bring up the alopecia, and she'd say, when I kind of just gave into it, you know, she's like, I'm not going to not do things like the cortisone shots and whatever. I think they were cortisone shots. Maybe I'm missaying it. It was some other kind of shot, but I think they were cortisone shots. And she said I wasn't going to not do that. She was like, but when I had tried everything, she was like, I was like trying so hard to keep up with like the hats and the scarves and make the scarves look a certain way. She was like, I just was done. She was like, I was done. She was like, you know, that was my insecurities of how I looked to every other, and if people had an issue with it, that was their issues with it, not mine. She's like, I needed to get over that and realize I look just as good in the mirror with no hair as I did with hair. And, you know, I don't know, like, I think a lot about that. I think we've come a long way in our society today, but I think about, like, you know, women years and years and years ago going through chemo, and I remember, you know, like, talking to my dad, because my dad's a plastic surgeon, did a lot of, like, reconstructive surgeries on women that had like, you know, mastectomies and double mastectomies. And I remember, like, talking to my dad about it once, and he said something that, like, I had never really thought of before. We were at somewhere talking to some people, I can't remember where we were, but anyway, he said that you have to, like, as a man, you'll never understand what a woman is going through in that, because when you look at, like, a woman, like, growing up in her stages of her life and whatever, like, breast development is a huge part of that. It's how, like, a lot of women identify themselves as women, or, you know, like, comparing themselves to other women and whatever. And so he would say, you know, when a woman has had to, because of a medical issue, because of cancer, which is hard enough to go through to begin with, then also has to have a mastectomy or a double mastectomy, it's a part, like, he would say that a lot of women had said to them, like, I feel like I've lost part of who I am as a woman. And so, like, he would say that to me. And so I can remember talking to him about, it's not comparable whatsoever, but talking about the alopecia with my mom, I mean, it's like how we identify, you know, through how we look so much. I think that's why I loved so much, you know, towards the end of my mom's life when she would say, I'm just a bag of soul, you know, like, this is just, the skin is just a bag. Like I'm just a bag of salt. Like I don't know. Like we all want to look good. I want to look good. You know, I want to look nice. I want to look cute for my husband. I want to feel good when I take a picture and all that kind of stuff. But I just remember why I was telling this whole story about the alopecia to begin with. But at the same time, I don't want to become consumed with it. You know, like, you know, yesterday I was talking about the weight loss. I mean, for me, the being able to walk up and down the stairs without being out of breath, being able to go outside and walk for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Tonight I was so excited because I was like, oh my God. I'm not excited about having to like go. So I don't know how dark it'll look for you guys now, but it is like dark. Oh, it is kind of looking dark for you guys now. Okay, but I'm not excited about taking my walk in the dark necessarily. I don't mind it. I just don't like starting in the dark. I don't know what the difference is. But it's actually not as cool outside today. It doesn't, well, there's no wind. I actually didn't even look at the temperature. I don't even care right now, honestly. Let's look anyway. But it doesn't feel as cool today. I mean, I need this blanket to sit on the front porch, but it's like, to walk, it'll be really, really nice. But you know, like, having lost weight and stuff for me, like, I feel healthier. I sleep better. Like, one of the things that, like, this is going to sound crazy. One of the things that, like, Alex has really, really noticed, it's 55 degrees. Oh, no rain. I was like, 6 inches expected. I thought of rain, and it says 0. But, like, one of the things that Alex has noticed, especially since, like, when I was, like, really, really heavy, is I would snore really heavy. And I would wake myself up snoring. I can remember waking myself up, like, snoring. And it was maybe, like, a month ago, he said something to me. He's like, you know what's so crazy since you've lost weight? He's like, you don't ever snore anymore. I mean, when you are snoring every night to the point of, like freight train snoring, like, he would wake me up. Like, I have friends of mine who's like, their husbands snore and stuff, and they won't wake their husbands up. They're like, no, I don't want to bother them. Alex would be like, babe, you're snoring. And I had never had an issue with it. I felt bad, you know, and he'd be like, turn over, sleep on your side. I mean, I've done it to Alex snores sometimes too. He doesn't snore every night. Oh, somebody's like cooking steaks or hamburgers or something. But anyway, the fact that, like, I was so heavy that, and I know that snoring doesn't just have to do with weight, but I think for me it did. That, like, I wasn't being able to walk up and down stairs without, like, I mean, I was huffing and puffing. I was tired all the time. Now I look forward to my walks, you know, and walking fast. I'm going to walk down here, I'm going to walk down there, whatever. I feel like able to be a lot more active. I don't know. It's like, yes, I feel better about myself. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Now that I've lost weight, I feel like I look 100 years older. I really do. Like, I feel like I looked younger when I was heavier. I know I looked younger when I was heavier. I think the fat and stuff like that made me look younger. But I wouldn't trade it at all for how I feel, you know? And when I look in a mirror and I put on clothes and stuff, yeah, I feel better about myself than I did. I used to hate, like, getting dressed. I'd have, like, 2 outfits that fit. You know, I hated that. You know, now I'm, like, trying to, like, go through. I was going through the closet last night because I was like, I've got all these vintage shirts, like the one that I wore yesterday. And I told Alex, I said, I need to go through all these shirts. He's like, why don't you do it right now? I was like, no, I'm not doing it right now. I'm going to lay down for a little bit. But he was like, okay. But I'm trying to go through a couple shirts at a time. What's so funny is, like, some of the shirts, like, I put them on, I'm like, damn, this fits, like, perfectly. And then I'll put another shirt on and be like, yeah, I'm never going to fit in this shirt again. Like, those days are gone. Those days, so I just put them in the donate pile. But as much as, like, I do feel like I look better to some degree, it's really about how I feel. Like, when I haven't really talked much about this. Maybe I have back in the day. I don't remember if I talked about this or not, but I had the thing, like, I think it's called, like, GERD or something like that, where it's almost kind of like you vomit, like, in your throat. Like, I mean, when I was really, really heavy, like, I haven't really talked a lot about some of that stuff because it's embarrassing when you're heavy and you know you're heavy and you're not eating correctly and you're not active, but then you're, like, laying in bed and you're like, you wake up, it's like that acid, you know, backup, whatever it's called, acid reflux. I had acid reflux. I was taking, like, over-the-counter acid reflux medicine that my doctor wanted me to take for 2 years. You know, it was bad. I mean, oh my God, just, like, even, like, after the accident when I was in the hospital, like, they couldn't get my heart rate down and my blood pressure was a mess. I was on that lisinopril forever, and then I had that lisinopril cough, so I finally got off of that. My blood pressure is fine now, but it was like all these medical issues. And now it's like, you know, for my weight. And I was doing that to myself. I was choosing to do that to myself by what I was eating and not being active and not getting outside and walking and stuff like that. So sure, I'm proud of myself because I feel like I look in a mirror and I think, you know, yeah, I look better than I did. But man, I mean, that's nothing compared to being able to walk around and take walks and be able to keep up and, you know, like, and still feel good. You know, like, I feel so good. I feel so good. That for me, I think like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I was so fixated on, can I fit into the shirt? Can I fit into these jeans? Whatever. Yeah, and now I can fit into some of that stuff, and that's nice. But I had been so unhealthy for so long that I think that I didn't know what feeling better felt like, you know? And now, like I don't love going, like I said, starting out in the dark. But, like, once I get, like, 5 minutes into it, I'm like, oh, my God, I'm, like, having so much fun and whatever, you know? And I love my walks. You know, I love, like, this summer going to the pool. Like, I felt so much better, like, being out. I don't know. I physically feel so much better, you know? I sleep so much better. I mean, let's just be real for a second, okay? How many years did I talk about having problems falling asleep? I still do have problems sometimes falling asleep because my mind spirals. But most nights now, I mean, this is even drinking coffee up until, like, watching TV. Like, most nights, did the battery just go is this early for the battery to go the halfway mark? Well, I can get another battery. But anyway, because I want to talk about my TV shows and stuff. But, most nights when I go to bed now, I take my contacts out, go into the bed, and I am out, like, within 5-10 minutes. Like, that has to be, I mean, for years, I could not fall asleep. Then I lose weight, and all of a sudden I'm falling asleep. I haven't changed anything. I don't take trazodone anymore. I don't take that doxepin anymore that my doctor prescribed me. I haven't taken that for a long time. I don't even drink sleepy time tea. The other night, I drank a cup of herbal tea, and that was, like, the first time I drank, like, herbal, like, sleepy time. It's not sleepy time, but it's one of those teas for a long time. But, like, I don't even do those, and I sleep so much better. You know? So, like, when you look at overall, it's not just, oh, your blood work's coming back better. It's, I don't snore. I can move around better. I'm not huffing and puffing walking up and down. I can remember being upstairs and being like, oh, I want this shirt to wear, but I don't want to walk down to the basement because I'm going to be tired by and I'm 50. Like, that's a problem, you know? So I think we focus so much on society of, like, how somebody looks and all that kind of stuff. And I have too. I 100% have. But it's really not about, I mean, for me, I just love how I feel today, you know? I feel so much better. But this is what I was going to tell you guys about the alopecia with my mom. So, after my mom's hair grew back, she had this friend of hers that's, like, real artsy and different, all this kind of stuff. This is why I joke so much about glamour shots, okay? My mom's friend bought her this package to glamour shots. My mom did not want to do it, okay? But she was like, it's expensive. She got it for, like, as a Christmas present. She said it would, like, jazz her up or something like that. I can't remember the term she used, but my mom would say jazz it up. So that's something she would have said. But anyway, so she went to get these pictures taken. My mom has never been so embarrassed in her entire life, okay? And, like, her friend ended up buying her, like, literally, like, what is it, 10 by 12 or whatever, like a big framed. I have it in the basement. My mom was, I mean, every time this picture would come out, she would just die laughing because she was so humiliated by it, okay? Remember glamour shots back in the day, it was like the feather boas and all kind of stuff. Okay, so this makeup artist hairstylist, my mom had poker straight hair, okay, with, like, little bangs. So she curls her hair literally like an Ava Gabor wig. You know those old, like, those wigs from back in the day that they'd have, like, those old Ava Gabor wigs they'd have in the back of magazines, like True Detective and stuff. They curled my mom's hair, which at that point was, like, brownish, like, gray, because she wasn't getting it colored again because she thought maybe the color treatment was causing the alopecia, but with the doctors, I told her, okay. She started getting it colored after her hair grew back. But anyway, so this was, like, halfway through, okay? Like, this was, like, probably around Caroline's wedding, maybe before that. And so maybe it was the Christmas before. I don't know. I have to look on the dates on there. But anyway, this picture, my mom would look at this picture and she'd go, that is the saddest picture. And she would say, I should put that right out there on the living room. I think when this friend would come over, she would put it out. But anyway, it's in this green frame down in the basement. Every time I see it, I just crack up. My mom just looks so pissed and so sad. She's like, oh my God. I know my mom right now is dying in heaven laughing at the story because it is so funny. Oh my God, this picture is so bad. My mom's got her hair's like all curled like that, and then her makeup is like extreme. Okay, it's like a 4-year-old took a palette to my mom's face. Okay, it's like extreme. And then she's got like this like strapless black dress on with like this feather kind of boa like around it. She's like, oh, the Sheila Wood Friendship Club. Do you remember when I used to read those in the back of that magazine? They would always have this one woman, and she was like, it reminded me of my mom. I have to find this picture. I have to find that picture and the picture of me with the burr haircut. So anyway, that's the story of the hairdos. It's taken us an hour to talk about hairdos. Okay, last night, Alex fell asleep with the dogs. He was like, they were so sweet. They slept the whole time with me. Well, I'm like doing stuff in the kitchen. I'm like cleaning up the kitchen. The dogs and Alex are asleep upstairs. So his alarm goes off, and I'm like, oh, damn, I didn't get to rest or anything. So we went over to Carlos and Liliana's. I thought it was going to be like 50 people, but they had really already, like all of his friends met at this basketball like game and stuff like that. So it was Carlos, Liliana, Alex, and I, and Alex's mom. That was it. And then Carlitos had 2 friends over, and they both, like, the one friend, his mom and Liliana are best friends, so we know them real well. But, like, they had left the basketball place and, like, came over there to get his stuff because he had slept over there all weekend. And so they, like, pulled in right after I did. So they stayed, like, 10 minutes, and then they left, and they took the other kid home. So then it was just Sebastian and Carlitos. They were so tired because they had, like, gotten up, like... Carlitos had his friends stay over at their house. Sebastian stayed at somebody else's house this weekend, like, since Halloween. So they were, like, so tired from their long weekend. So they were, like, I mean, they were ready to go to bed. So we just kind of sat out there, and Liliana made some, like, cheese sticks and had, like, hummus and stuff like that. We sat out there and talked, and it was nice. We didn't stay there very long. We got there about 6:45, and we left there about, I think, like, 8:45. I mean, we were only there for 2 hours. Because I texted Nikki and I talked to Tanya when I got home, and they were like, that was early. I was like, yeah, we were done real early. So we got home, and I got the dog situated and stuff like that, and then they were, like, out too. So I was upstairs. I was like, I am laying down while they're sleepy. So I laid down and took a nap. Oh, so I started this new, I did my video about it today over my BookTube channel, if anybody wants to read it. I know a lot of people don't celebrate Thanksgiving. It's not my favorite holiday either. I get it. But I found a Thanksgiving advent calendar book. I know, it's called I Bought a Haunted Thanksgiving Table. It's actually pretty good. I read the first 2 chapters every day. So it's $4.20, like, he says in the intro, it's free on Kindle Unlimited. Sam Whitaker. It's on my Peter Likes Books channel. I bought a haunted Thanksgiving table. Okay, it's about this woman, his wife is like an influencer, and she makes these like table spreads, and so she wants this table, and it's a haunted table. Anyway, it's pretty good. I read the first 2 chapters yesterday before we went over there. So last night I took a nap, I got up, watched Sister Wives, and took my notes on Sister Wives. And then it was kind of like late after that, because I was doing some stuff, I was like looking through my books and whatever. Who is texting me this long text message? Probably Bravo, telling me about BravoCon. No. Aviator Nation, the store, since I ordered something. Do you guys get those text messages from stores? Anyway, so then I was like, I want to finish Shetland. I want to finish Shetland because I've been watching it for so long. So last night I had 3 episodes left. So I finished. I know I have to wait for the new season to come out on BBC One, and then I have to wait for it to come out. I mean, I don't want to watch it 1 episode a week. So I think I'm going to wait till it's all out on the BritBox, because you can, like, you know, with a VPN and like BBC One, you can watch it. But I think I'm going to wait till it's all out on BritBox. So anyway, so I finished out last night, and then I started watching Karen Paris. It's 3 seasons, and each season only has 3 episodes, but the first episode's an hour and 18 minutes. It's on BritBox. And I was going to watch Lazarus, but I was like, I really kind of went through withdrawals, you guys, when Shetland was over. Where am I at on time? Yeah, I kind of went through, like, withdrawals when Shetland was over. I was so sad. I am so. The way that the 9th season ends with Tosh and the other detective, like, I love it. Shetland's one of the best shows I've ever watched in my entire life, hands down. Tanya is like, I thought she had watched it, and she's like not as in love with it as I am. I'm like, she loved Happy Valley, but I'm like, Tanya, it is so good. I absolutely loved Shetland. Like, this is what I think, okay? I think if any of you out there have connections with Shetland, the TV show, They've had Americans on the show before. They've had like people that moved there from America, from the United States. I think they should hire me. Don't you think that I would look like, I could look like some detective that came over from the United States? They should hire me to like work for the police department in Shetland on the TV show. I could be on the future seasons of the TV show. The phone keeps on going with these stupid texts. Anyway, then I could be on the TV show, and then like 3 to 6 months out of the year, I could live in Shetland, and I could film there. But then I would be on the TV show, too. Don't you think I'd make a great detective on a TV show? Come on. You know I would. Look at my pictures on the Instagram. I straight up look like a detective on that. Anyway, I think that's what. I need to be like on a British detective show as like an American that moves there and just gets like caught up in like a mystery. Don't you think I'd be so good? Somebody write that and then cast me in it. Ryan Murphy. By the way, did you see the cast for the next season of American Horror Story? Which doesn't come out until next fall. But it's like all the, like Kathy Bates, Jessica Lange, who else is on there? What can I think? Angela Bassett. Ah! Love her so much. All the people on there. I'm so excited. So anyway, so yeah, so I watched that last night. I was so cozy. The dogs were like, they were, I don't know if like the weather changed and they're real tired or whatever, but they were super, super sleepy last night. So that was last night, and then went to bed, and then got up today. I wanted to film videos on all my channels, but it was getting dark. And so I filmed my Sister Wives video. I filmed my BookTube video announcing this November Advent Calendar book. I filmed a drama video that has to do with Sister Wives. I filmed a Peterisms video. And I did a movie video of The House of Dynamite on Netflix. And then I was going to do a Peter Does Stuff video, but it was getting later, and I was like, if I don't get outside, and then Alex texted me that he was coming home. I was like, if I don't get outside, it's going to be... But now that I have it figured out, I don't love sitting over here to vlog. But, I mean, I can do it. Is this where I did? I must have done it here last year. Before we know it, look, it's going to be, spring is going to be here. And the warm weather is going to be back. So, all right, I'm going to go inside. I don't even know how long I've been vlogging. Have I even been vlogging for an hour yet? I bet I haven't even been vlogging for an hour yet. But anyway, I'm going to go inside. I've got to get the other, it's right now, it's like 6:30, 6:34. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to get the other videos up, and then I'm going to render this, and when all that's done, then I'm going to go for my walk. I'm going to come back, take a shower, put cozy pajamas on, eat something. I got some stuff in there, some healthy stuff in there still to eat. And then, Dragula is on tonight, and I still have to watch Matlock from last week and Amazing Race. Oh, we have The Housewives to watch too. We might watch The Housewives tonight. We might do that when I get back from my walk while we're eating. Or while I'm eating. He's eating right now. He's heating something up. So, alright, I'm going to get off here now. I hope you guys are having it's the first Monday in November. I hope you guys are having a magically amazing November so far. Yeah, I hope you're having a magically amazing Monday and a fantastic beginning to your week. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.